Wait, don't go yet. I know you're about to scroll over. But have you ever wondered how Lisabi the Uprising connect to the real story of the Egba rebellion and the fall of the Oyo Empire? What did the movie get right and where did they stretch the truth? This is not just about entertainment and movie plots. It is our history. And like the Romans with their gladiators, the Vikings with their longboats, and the Koreans with their palace politics, we are telling our story now, and we have to get it right because how we show it to the world matter. First thing first, I want to give kudos to the producer and director of Lisabi the Uprising. It is a timely movie, especially considering the period we are living in. A time full of oppression from our leaders. Like I always say, history has a way of repeating itself. We've seen in the past, and we are seeing it again today. Oppressions does not start with the leaders we have now. At some point, when the suffering becomes too much, people will rise up, just like the Egba did against the Old Oyo Empire. Our leaders should know that power is transient. Instead, they should focus on leaving a legacy worth remembering. Or else, they are only setting themselves up for an uprising too. So today, we'll be looking into Lisabi the Uprising, the facts, the fiction, and the legacy of one of Yoruba's greatest rebellions. Stick around because we are separating the movie plots from the truth, and trust me, there's a lot to uncover. If you have seen Lisabi the Uprising, you might not have noticed, but it picks up where House of Ga left off. Think of it as a continuation of Yoruba history on the big screen. At the end of House of Ga, we see Alaafin reign solidifying, which some historical accounts put around 1774. Now, Lisabi the Uprising transports us to the Egba's rebellion, which some historians also place around 1789 at the tail end of Abiodun's reign or shortly after. Some even claim it began as early as 1775, right after the House of Ga. So this film is not just a standalone story. It connects the dots in Yoruba history and sets us up for more storytelling about the Oyo Empire and its surrounding regions. In other parts of the world, films like Gladiator and Rome teach us about ancient Rome, while Viking movie introduces us to the rise and fall of northern European tribes. And when you watch Segu K-drama, you are introduced to Korean culture and customs in a way that makes you feel connected to their history. In the same way, Lisabi and other Yoruba historical films are our window into Yoruba history. But we have to get this right, or we risk misrepresenting our identity to the world. From a historical angle, Lisabi the Uprising does a solid job capturing the essence of Lisabi's rebellion. Historically, Lisabi was a farmer and a military strategist who united different Egba groups, forming the Egba to fight against the Oyo Empire's oppressive tribute system. The Oyo Empire was notorious for demanding tribute from smaller kingdoms without offering anything in return. The movie showcases this perfectly, depicting the suffering of the Egba people and Lisabi's leadership in rising against it. While Lisabi the Uprising does a great job of bringing the rebellion to life, the movie takes some creative freedoms, especially when it comes to certain characters and events. For example, characters like Oshokenu and Abebi, who play important role in the movie, might not have a direct connection to real historical figures. However, their presence adds drama and helps paint a clearer picture of the oppressive environment that pushes Lisabi to take action. And even though the film paints a compelling picture of the Egba's resistance, it doesn't shy away from showing the power and influence of the Old Oyo Empire, with its capital at Oyoile and the Alaafin unquestioned authority. One interesting cultural detail the film highlights is the phrase "Iku Baba Yeye," which translates to the death, the patana, and the matana. Today, we might not fully grasp the weight of this title, but back then, it reflected the Alaafin's overwhelming power. It is a great touch that adds depth to the film. Visually, the movie is stunning. The set design, costumes, and the use of traditional Yoruba song transport us back to the 18th century. The portrayal of Yoruba weddings, although disrupted by the tragedy in the plot, also stands out. While they did not show us all the marriage rituals, this aspect of our culture, which is gradually fading in real life, it is something that films like this should strive to educate us more about. On the historical front, One area where the movie could have been more accurate is the portrayal of European characters. It shows Portuguese traders interacting with the Oyo Empire, which is spot on. But these characters speak English instead of Portuguese, which feels off, although the film does a good job highlighting how much respect European traders had for our monarch, which is historically accurate, as the colonization of Yoruba land did not begin until much later, around 1861, with the occupation of Lagos and the scramble for Africa. One thing that did not sit well with me again was when the Alaafin shot slaves dead. In Yoruba culture, it is a taboo for a king to even look upon a dead body, let alone commit such an act. It is important to remember that, like in every culture, some rulers are kind, while some are merciless and commit several abominations. In a previous video of mine titled What You Need to Know Before Watching Lisabi the Uprising, I raised the question about who was the Alaafin during the Egba rebellion. Sadly, the movie dodged that part, probably to freely demonize the Alaafin. Historically, Lisabi's rebellion began during the reign of Alaafin Abiodun, the same king who ended Bashoranga's infamous rule. However, by the time the Egba killed the Oyo Ilaris, Abiodun had passed on, and Alaafin Aule was on the throne. Aule sent 6,000 soldiers to crush the Egba, but Lisabi and his people were ready. They defeated the Oyo army and won their independence. Now, Abiodun was largely known to be just and merciful, bringing peace to Oyo. His reign was one of prosperity, not the brutality we see in the film. The character played by Odunlade Adekola fit more with Alaafin Aule, tall, handsome, and cruel. Aule is even credited with causing the empire after being forced into ritual suicide. His reign saw the beginning of the fall of the Oyo Empire and the Egba eventual independence. As for the portrayal of the Oyo Empire's brutality, there are mixed historical records. Yes, the Ilaris were sent to manage tributes and maintain control, but they weren't always as brutal as the movie suggests. The empire had grown too large for the Alaafin to closely monitor all its representatives. In Egba, the Ilaris may have acted on their own, not on the direct orders from the king as the movie portrayed. So, what next? Lisabi, a legend is born. We pick up where Lisabi the Uprising left off. Many think the story is over, but it is just the beginning. The Alaafin, enraged by the killing of his Ilaris, will send an army of 6,000 to crush the Egba rebellion. But Lisabi and his people will be ready. They will defeat the army, and the Egba will finally declare total independence from Oyo. Another misconception I want to clear up is this: Lisabi did not conquer the Oyo Empire. He won Egba's independence. Saying he conquered Oyo Empire would be like claiming a small vassal state conquered a mighty empire. He simply fought for freedom, and he succeeded. Also, Lisabi, a legend is born, should show Lisabi's mysterious end. Some say he vanished, while others believe he was forced to commit suicide because his power began overshadowing the hierarchy of Egba. Let's see how the filmmakers handle that part of the story. What do you think of Lisabi the Uprising? And what are you expecting from Lisabi, a legend is born? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments.